This is going to be a show not to be missed. This is the one with Dr. Sunny Ahonsi. So go and grab yourself some juice and get yourself a snack. So just repeat what the name of your book is.
The book is right here, and this is what it is. Actually available on Amazon. People can actually place.
There you go.
Their
World-changing blockchain opportunity
today. In terms of why do I have to have that title? Because blockchain was actually floating around,
and no one really knew what the blockchain was.
Exactly.
So I used to love it when people would ask me, "What is a blockchain? What is a blockchain?" And I'd be like, "Right, well, let's start off with you guys need to know that this is
I always make a joke out of that. I said, is the block in the chain, right? Somebody said, what's blockchain? I said, well, is the chain in the block, or the block in the chain. Yeah, that's just a joke. But it's simply, that's what the book actually does. Chapter 1 is all about the genealogy, the origin of money, how money started. When around about 5,000 years ago, people were using wood.
Barter. We call it bartering.
Exactly, the barter system. Then I think the idea of money came around about 1695, when the British banks was established at that point in time to bring about a medium of exchange that's convenient for everyone. So money actually started around about the 17th century. So based on that, money developed into shape, form. Today we have coins, we have paper, and today we have cryptocurrency.
We used to have a lot of checks, but I think they were bouncing too much. That's why they got rid of them. People just bouncing checks.
You know, it was so amazing. I remember growing up in London, we used to have certain stores that were not accepting credit card or debit card as a means of payment system. This is back in early 2000, late 1990.
And why not? Why weren't they accepting it?
They understand. They were only accepting check. That you had to produce that check with your debit card code, and they had to say phone it through. They said code 1, meaning accept it.
Okay.
Right. And if they say code 4, which means you haven't got money in your bank.
Oh, so when you heard code 4, you knew what time it was. So, guys, just want to let you know that we do not allow phones in the studio on. We actually ask you to put your phone. But as you're a doctor, and I know that you're a very important person, I'll let you off today. But his phone has not stopped ringing, guys. It's just ring, ring, ring. So, go on, before you use your train of thought. 4 was you have not got no money. Wow.
The money issue, you mean about the crypto or about the
checks.
Actual money itself? Yes. So check were the most acceptable medium of payment.
Okay.
Back in the early 2000s, right? Even companies like Master Spencer were not accepting payment by debit card. You cannot make any payment to the corner shop or the taxi driver. But today, the credit card becomes the real money.
It's so crazy. It's so true. And we have our decentralized money, guys, our cryptocurrency, which I know a lot of people who are listening in are using.
Well, cryptocurrency is actually a very, 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 very new dimension. In my book, I mentioned in chapter 2 why it is so important. I explain things related in what the wallet is all about. Soft wallet, hard wallet, hot wallet.
I've got Crystal's book here, actually. Let me give you Crystal's book.
Yeah.
Because she's done a book as well. And it's literally all about how you can start your crypto journey. I know.
That's amazing.
I've got to get a picture of you holding that for Crystal all the way in Texas. Oh, she's in Vegas at the moment.
Oh, wow.
Caesar's Palace, enjoying her, life without me. Bless her.
Don't worry. It's going to take you and me with her.
Oh,
very,
she
very
definitely
soon.
will.
She
Crystal's lovely, but that's her book. So you and her are on the same path. You're definitely aligned because you've got your crypto book. She's got hers. What would you like anybody who is listening to know about crypto, what you think they don't know or understand? What would you like for them to actually get from you talking about crypto today?
Well, cryptocurrency is another medium exchange. You can now use it to pay for things. You can use Bitcoin to pay. You can also use USDT. USDT simply means United States dollar linked. What that really does is this: is a medium of exchange, and today Bitcoin you use about to exchange by conversion into cash into Bitcoin about 100 billion per day transaction.
Oh wow, so it's gone up then. People are starting to use Bitcoin more frequently.
Right, but USDT is about 300 billion.
Oh wow, okay, I did
Today.
not know that.
Yes.
So the reason why people like USDT is because it's stabilized.
It's stabilized,
So
linked
that's
to
it, really.
United States dollars. So USDT has actually literally taken over the transactional physiology from BTC. But BTC is still one of the mainstay cryptocurrency because of its own wallet and the way it has been developed, which is decentralized. What that simply means is that you can use it at any point in time from anywhere. You don't need to have any sort of approval from any quarter for that cryptocurrency to be used. So on the base of that, it is one of the most seamless tools to carry out transactions.
I love crypto. I mean, I use crypto every single day. If it's not to pay, I don't know, the graphic designer, or I'm just sending money, it's just so much easier. Everyone I know has a wallet. I mean, when people say they haven't got a wallet, I'm just like, what world are you living with?
Yes.
Because I had my wallet, I've had my crypto wallets now for about 5 years. MetaMask, Coinbase. I mean, that's the easiest one. Oh, we've got a message in, Doctor. Okay, what do you think is the best cryptocurrency to buy, Dr. Sunny Ahonsi?
Okay, I am not here to provide any advice.
Past profits don't guarantee future results, and
correct.
this is no financial advice
so
here.
That's a disclaimer.
A little bit, just a little.
If you have money, you still want to buy, Bitcoin is still the mainstay, or Ethereum. But there's one thing which is actually happening in crypto. There are over 15,000 different markets.
Okay.
And there are almost 300,000 cryptocurrency in the marketplace. 300,000.
Oh, I think there's more. Okay. There's every day someone's making a new
correct.
Crypto, so you really need to know who's backing it.
Very good. You need to know who is backing that crypto, as Sebrina had just mentioned. Very, very important. But if you are really a crypto trader, there you can follow the trend.
I've got a trade on. I better check my trades.
You might be able to. Yes. Where's the trade? And
I've been trading gold today.
Okay. Gold is. I haven't actually looked into it today because I've come into the studio, and this is actually one of the most important events on my today's calendar.
Oh wow!
At that studio.
Oh, we are so privileged to have you, Doctor.
So. Yeah, so what's the gold actually trading at today?
Oh, how much did I make?
No, not how much you made. What is it trading at today, gold?
Oh, the number, it is actually trading on a high voltage. So it was up at 47, it went to 48, and it went to 49, the top.
Can I just make a comment?
Yes, go on.
In terms of relationship between gold and Bitcoin.
US dollar, yeah.
Bitcoin.
Okay.
Back in 2016-17, an ounce of gold was going for around about $1,400.
Oh yes, I know that it's gone up now.
In 2013.
A lot.
Right? And Bitcoin at the time was going for below £100, which means 1 ounce of gold can buy 10 Bitcoin. Right? But today, 1 Bitcoin will buy almost 100 ounces.
Wow, can you imagine?
Of gold. Can you imagine the reversal and the enormity of growth as far as BTC or Bitcoin has become? So trading wise and for future storage of gold or Bitcoin, I would still go for Bitcoin any day, even once.
Of course. This is only because of the patterns that it has done. You can see the growth in Bitcoin is tremendous. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, day trading, I do like trading Bitcoin now and again, but it's just so volatile.
Yeah.
If you get it right, it's the best thing in the world.
It
But
is.
if you get it wrong, you've got it wrong.
Yes.
So yeah, I kind of like to stick with the forex pairs, but as gold has been moving, it's been selling, it's been buying, it's just very volatile. But if you know what you're doing, you can just capitalize on the market. So guys, as Dr. Sunny said, this is no income claims, this is no financial advice, but definitely try and get yourself equipped with crypto, because this is where the world's going, right, Doctor?
Mm-hmm.
And the money that you're actually saving in the cryptocurrency is not really for you. It's for your generational wealth, for your
Correct.
children. Because in years from now, that is what the future is going to be using.
Well, the prediction is that Bitcoin will reach about $250,000
Wow.
within the next a year or two. And I remember when I wrote my book, I was saying by 2025, BTC will get up to $100,000.
Oh my God, it's just at 96 now, Doctor.
Well, it's gone beyond.
Definitely. It went to 135, or was it 36 at its height?
Yes.
But then
that was my prediction back in 2019.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's going back up slowly but surely, guys.
So the reality is you need to understand the trajectory of how things are moving and the demand and everything else. But the fact that it was a new object, it was a new thing at that point in time, people are always skeptical. Plus the fact that
they're not skeptical now, are they?
They're not.
My mom, she's like kicking herself because she had an opportunity to get into Bitcoin and she didn't.
Well, the reality is this: when any new thing comes along, people skeptical. They begin to, is it really gonna work? You're always gonna have people who are gonna sit on the bench, even when you actually physically show them that this is what is actually taking place.
It's so sad. Why have we got these people?
Well, you have people because decision maker and decision takers.
I like that. What is the difference? Tell us.
Right. Decision maker are people who say, okay, I've heard you. I think I'm going to think about it. They're taking a decision already. They make a decision already. But to take a decision, they need to be able to say, okay, this is the item, this is the object. Okay, I'm going to buy it now. They take action.
Yeah.
It's all about action. Majority of us as human, we do not take action. We procrastinate. And the fear of the unknown.
Procrastination is the killer of all dreams, but I definitely think what you just said, people are scared to try something new. And I feel like that is just a limited mindset, limited belief.
Of course.
In, just going out there, making it happen. I mean, I am an advocate of just going out there and just trying new things and making it happen. But how do you get over that? What would be your advice for people with a limited mindset?
Well, people are always going to be people. I was discussing with somebody yesterday about religion and culture.
Oh, I do not discuss religion with people.
No. I'm just going to make a point.
Yeah.
That religion has a very, very limited influence on people. What has a major influence is the way we do it over here, the way we do things here, which is culture.
Culture. I like culture.
Okay. People culturally are very risk averse in the main, because that's how our parents have trained us. Oh, you don't do that, money is the root of all evil. No, the Bible doesn't say money is the root of all evil. It's the love of money.
The love of money.
And even on the base of that, even people are scared to actually make any investment adventure, because money is the root of all evil. Don't make too much money and all the rest of it. But for me, I say,
I don't believe that though. I don't actually. Them thoughts have never ever entered my mind. Money is the root of all evil, because they say that's one of the limited mindsets and beliefs that people have. And then when they see people with money, they say they had to be bad, they had to be evil to get that money. But I don't. That doesn't cross my mind. I just think they're lucky.
I think it's more of jealousy rather than anything else, because they haven't taken that leap of faith, and they don't expect you to do the opposite. They expect you to follow what they are doing in a traditional, consistent way. But if you do something differently,
Yes.
then when they see you that you're making progress, guess what happens now? There's a lot of jealousy coming in. There's a lot of say, oh, because you have this, because, or they might say, oh, you know what? He's actually doing drugs. They had to bind it with something.
Yeah.
Because of their inability, they expect you to have the same inability of not taking action to
As
make
they are.
without taking,
To make them feel better.
makes them feel better. That's exactly, you take it out of my mouth. That's exactly what it is, to make them feel better.
So they put you down so that if they put you down, it makes them feel better. That's so crazy. We have 2 minutes, guys, before we're going on our commercial break at 3 o'clock, and we'll be back at 3:05. So this would be a perfect time for you to go grab yourself some snacks, some juice, whatever you need, cup of tea. But before we close for our commercial break, doctor, okay, so the main thing is you're telling our listeners to do your research. I will highly suggest, if you are going to go into crypto, go to the stable coins, as you said, USDT. We're talking about Ethereum and we're talking about Bitcoin. They are the three majors, I think. So I mean, when you start going into XRPs and all of these other ones, I would say do your research. They are amazing with their returns, but then obviously they're very volatile, and I don't want to be on this actual radio show with Doctor advising you what cryptos to buy. But I will tell you myself, I love Bitcoin. Bitcoin is one of my favorites, and Ethereum is my second, and I can vouch for them too. And of course, if you want the stable, you go to the USDT. But yes, Doctor, so are we on the same page with that?
Absolutely. So
wow. See, you taught me good. So do you remember I bought 2 of these books last time I was with you? Yeah, I bought one for myself and my partner. We actually read them together, and just so insightful, guys. If you know somebody who has got into crypto and they're seeing a great return, reach out to them.
Well, the whole point is education is an important part of our lives. So education. So it's so important that you understand, you go into what you know, and you will prevail. You will do better than go into a territory that you don't know.
Yes, and guys, on that note, we'll see you after the commercial break.
Here, and you're listening to Love
bye.
Radio.
Right, fantastic.
Hello, Dr. Sunny Ahonsi. What do I do? Well, I look after people's life, and that's what I do. I work with a team of medical practitioners all over the world to look after people's health, and health in terms of what we call the cellular health. What do we mean by cellular health? Well, it's a cell that actually looks into the overall integration and investigative medical system. What that does, you look into what really is the root cause of people's condition. And today, doctors are working really hard in many parts of the globe. But some, it's all about just to give out a pen and give out drugs, but without actually researching the reason why they're giving out those particular drugs. But my own system is of medical practitioner is to look after the real health. And that's why in my article, which I've written recently, I call it True Health Care 4.0. Well, this True Health 4.0 was actually a caption I took from one of my doctor friend, Rob Jake, which is head of Imperial Medical Practitioner at the Imperial College in the UK. We were in a conference, and when he analyzed about True Health, it was just amazing. And he called it that what we really need today, which is also in my books, Right from Time, was True Health 4.0. The True Health 4.0 is all about looking into the balancing of the whole body, giving a body what it takes, what it can do, what it should do in order to create a balance in the system. Dr. Purvis, one of my doctors based in Dubai, he said the main thing that all our body require and wants is a balanced state. Yeah, balances of good health, optimized immune capability, reduction of what's it called now, inflammation, and our gut, our cardiovascular, all of that, they all need to be balanced in a process. This is what I do in terms of. The other things I do is education. Develop a program which enables medical students, to be able to expand their own horizon in terms of medical practices. Currently, I use the current medical dispensation in it as a triangle, right? And if I just demonstrate that here, a triangle in terms of medical condition, then I would say, do we really need a triangle? Well, to have a complete information, you need what?
To go back, yeah, I don't know. We're going to go back on air now. We've got 10 seconds. So you'll show them. This is
I'm going to show them later on. Not a problem.
Okay, just say thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you for watching. Then stay tuned. See you soon.
Okay, that's just for this. Okay, so we're going back on air. Okay, guys, let's get back on air. Hello, everybody. I am Sebrina Spencer, and we are back on air. Hello, guys. I am the one and only Sebrina Spencer, and you are listening to the Sebrina Spencer Show on Love the Beat Radio. I'm so happy and grateful to have you all listening in. We have Mr. Dr. Sunny Ahonsi here in the studio with us today. Hi, Doctor. Just say hi to the people listening.
Hello, everyone. Those who are listening from everywhere you are, anywhere you are, anytime that is in your particular geographical location. Well, this is the beauty of technology. I always say technology brings about proximity. Wherever you are, you can hear me clearly, and you can even, in your mind's eyes, able to see me by virtue of my voice.
Well, guys, yeah. So he was waving to the Instagram live, not realizing that we are, on the radio. So he keeps on forgetting. He's looking at the Instagram like, there's nobody on the live. Like, hey, how many people are going to be listening to me? I'm like, you're on radio, Doctor. I get it, though. I get it. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of screens. We've got 3 monitors there, and then another monitor here. Then we've got all the phones, and I'm about to go and put on another Instagram live. Why not? Let's have 2 of them. So, Doctor, can you tell people a little bit about you, where you went to school?
Well, my primary education, some of them were done in Europe, some of them were done in Africa. But my tertiary education, universities, masters and PhD were well done in the UK. Okay. Now, my qualification is so vast. I qualified as a chartered certified accountant many years ago, almost about 40 years ago, initially.
Okay.
I worked in the finance field as a trainer, educator in terms of accountancy for about 26, 27 years before I crossed over to health and wellness. But today, I have now specialized in the field of medical and health and well-being. More on the health and well-being side as a researcher in terms of cellular health, cellular biology. And that's why I developed this program, which I call molecular physiology.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, with that molecular physiology, what is physiology? Well, physiology is the way your whole body system, how it operates. So one mode of intervention doesn't provide the necessary adjustment to our whole body, and that is the current situation we have with the medical system that we have. Using one mode of intervention, and if the patient comes back, you keep on increasing the dose of that patient rather than looking into what are the root causes or the root cause of the patient condition. So that's what this program is designed to do, to look into the root cause so that medical practitioners can really and truly able to look into the patient, investigate what it is, and integrate other strands of medical intervention into one, so that the patient will have a better experience, and the patient, also the practitioner equally, they're much happier because they've actually been able to provide and support their patient with things that actually works.
Yes.
Rather than subjective analysis in terms of, okay, let's try this. If you keep on doing the same thing and you expect a different results,
It's insanity.
it's insanity.
It doesn't work like that, does it? I hope that people realize that, because if you're doing the same thing and you're not changing, what's going to change?
Well, what they should have actually looked into to say, okay, can we use something else different? Or do we seek a second set of opinion? Because this is something that is not very, very likely within the medical environment. Reason being, doctors are always afraid of what I call occupational usurpation.
Oh, okay.
Right? What does that mean?
Elaborate, please.
Right. When you usurp, is somebody undermining your own authority, right? Doctors want to remain that they are mini God, and they remain at that status. But it shouldn't be that way. Doctors should be humble enough to say, okay, look, why don't we try Dr. Ahmed over there? He might actually have a different set of opinion. Or do we not refer the patient to? Yeah, that do happen sometime. They do happen sometime that way.
Yeah, but I mean, referrals do happen.
Yeah, they do happen, but not as
often as we would like.
Often as we would like it to be, because you see, as we said earlier, one hand
It can't clap. No.
You need the two hands to be able to clap. Then activity will take place, all for the benefit of the patient. That's the main thing. That's what I stand for in the process.
There we go. I like that, Doctor. Okay, so before we go in a little bit more about your molecular project.
Physiology, yes. Molecular project.
What you're doing, and that is for a PhD, a MSc, a BSc, and a DIP-MP. Tell
Correct.
us, yes. I want to know a bit more about that, because these words are just like, oh my God, I know that they've got a good terminology behind them. So tell us a little bit about that before we move on.
The terminology is good, but what they actually do, what they stand for, is what's important. PhD is always at the research level, where you want to identify any new thing. You want to discover or uncover any new discoveries. That's what PhD research students are all about. They bring a lot of ideas. They create a lot of possibilities and opportunities for us to better our lives. It can be PhD in business, can be PhD in medical, can be PhD in engineering, all the different sorts. A lot of the invention that we have today, that we're enjoying today, all the benefit that we're enjoying today, they are as a result of PhD student, which is Doctor of Philosophy, or which is called a research base at the very, very advanced level of education. That's what PhD does.
I like that.
Master, of course, is when you master your subject and you are able to provide credible information, resources, training, education, and application in the process. The bachelor's is it's like climbing the ladder all the way to the top of your own game. And diploma, of course, is a lower qualification in relation to the bachelor's, and bachelor is a lower qualification in relation to the master's, and master is a lower qualification. But all of them, they come up symmetrically in order to build that block of understanding, that block of education, and with the hope of bringing new things to the world that will benefit humanity. That's what education is all about. Educate. And that's the root meaning of it, to draw out from where we are right now. Educate, educate, educate.
Education is everything.
Draw out.
Education is key.
To draw you out the best out of you in the process.
So what would be your advice to somebody who is feeling a bit run down? You know, they are feeling like their mental bandwidth is just literally diminished. So what would be your way of, advising them to, get their self back?
It's very interesting that you asked that particular question, Sabrina, because you see, a lot of people always say snap out of it. Yeah, it's not about snapping out of anything. It's all about people not having the motivation. As I mentioned earlier, your mitochondria, which actually is the powerhouse of your body, if they are weak, they're not performing, then they cannot power your cells for your cell to perform. When we are disincentivized, when we are, maybe we get to a certain time of our lives, particularly when we're in our middle ages, around about 40, 50, a lot of us actually find a room to regret in terms of what we may have done or what we didn't do in the process. Then they get depressed. But rather than be grateful for what you already have, what you already achieved, and particularly for us in this country, in the UK itself, we live in one of the best countries in the world. I said to people, I traveled the world and I've seen how the suffering that is actually taking place. You may not agree with me whether UK it is or it's not, and we'll have different definition in terms of what it is, but the reality of actually taking ourselves out of that pit rests with us. But you can always come to somebody like myself who can also provide you with that mitochondria encouragement.
So do you feel like
power
it's
your interest?
Yeah, and I feel like sleep as well helps you with your bandwidth, your mental bandwidth, as well as these products that you have as well. They're regenerating these cells that you're talking about.
The products are actually, they have enormous amount of assistance to your whole body, how your body functions. But the products are always as good as, number one, if you apply it and you have enough sleep as well. Some people are distracted by virtue of this particular this gadget.
Yes.
The distraction here, which is called information
overload. Of course.
That is really killing people, particularly the younger generation.
Of course, they're getting these dopamine hits from going on there and scrolling.
Exactly. Even within the older generation, guess what is actually happening right now? Yeah.
Tell me, I'm here to hear, doctor. Please share.
I was in a restaurant with my brother the other time.
Okay.
And there is a couple with two children sitting across the road on the other side of the room. Since they actually sat down when they were showed their seat to seat, they had 4 iPads. The kids, each, mom has, dad has.
Really?
Also, no communication between the families.
You didn't see them communicate at all?
What a dysfunctional situation.
You said, what a dysfunctional family. And but sometimes it works for them, it works. And maybe the kids are really naughty. Maybe the mum and dad always argue. So maybe it's best if they have that technology.
Well, the whole, the technology is there.
Sometimes the technology does help.
Yeah, but it creates a lot of problems for the family, because communication is key. If you don't communicate within your family, then what's the essence of actually? Yeah, mom cannot say to dad, "Oh, how was your work today?"
Yeah.
Or dad cannot do the same, or they are asking the same to the children. It just creates a lot of chaos.
Yeah, well,
misinformation,
I heard,
miscommunication.
Yeah, I heard that there was with the miscommunication. I get it, because I heard this guy talking about an argument he was having with his wife because she would bring her phone into the bed, and he was like, "You're bringing your followers and all these other men around the world into our beds." And I was like, I mean, that's just ridiculous. But when you really think about it, when you have that device, you are international.
Yeah.
And if you're in your bed, it's it's a place of rest. So you've got your phone in your hand through the day, dinner, everything, and even into the bed. And, so there has to be a cut-off period.
Well, the reality is this. We are all guilty of going to bed with our phone, simply because we are overworked in anything we do.
Indeed.
But I was in a medical conference 3 months ago, and the sleep doctor says the suggestion he gave was that never take your phone to the bedroom. And also, when you are communicating, when you are home, only refer to it very, very sparingly, your phone, when you are talking to your husband or your wife or your children, because he allowed two ways of exchange of information. Because when you are on autopilot, that's when you're playing with your phone, and whatever the other party is actually saying to you, it doesn't actually go through.
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm actually on my phone while the doctor's speaking, and that is so bad. So I will come off my phone for you. But I'm just making sure that I have got all your things that you've sent to me. So I just want to make sure that I'm correct for you.
And also, I think that actually just explains the point. Because when you're on your phone, it created some certain distraction for you and your audience. That's exactly what happened when we are on our phone.
As he says this, his phone's ringing, guys. So just this is the world we live in. What are we going to do? We live in a very fractured, distracted society, and it's how are we going to make that shift? Can you just give us some things that you think we can all implement in our day-to-day lives to stop, this brain fog, this cogged up, mindset? So I would say first thing you said, which I took note of and I put it in my notes in my phone, was don't go to bed with your phone. And I kind of like to sleep with my phone in a separate room, but then I find through the night I'll go and check it on charge and then check my phone and then go back to bed. This is the honest truth, but I think it comes with practice as well.
It does come with practice, and also the recommendation is don't even charge your phone overnight when you're not witnessing that it's actually charging.
Why? Reason
being, it could have overcharged, anything could have happened to it overnight, and the furniture could catch fire. Some people actually living in their own bed, and combustible material. Those are so risky. It's always better that your phone is on a neutral area without being connected to electricity or to the mains, so that the likelihood that the phone is going to catch any fire at that point in time is very remote. That's why when you're boarding the plane, they say when your phone actually falls down, don't try to look for it. You have to invite the cabin crew to be able to set that phone for you, because you might be looking for it and you step on it, or anything happens, then the battery is smashed and all the rest of it, ignite fire. It's risky.
Very risky. So, it's a very, very powerful machine we have in front of us.
Yeah.
So, yes. So, your advice for people who are dealing with brain fog.
Brain fog, now, with psychologists, they look into the different part. Then you want to find out what was the main cause of it.
I think, when you really Google the causes of brain fog, is overworked.
Yep.
Deprivation of sleep.
Yeah.
There we go. Overworked. In hindsight, you have got so many things that you're dealing with. A lot of pressure.
Risk factor, yes.
And of course, what would be the biggest thing? Putting on too much things on your plate.
The reality is a lot of them are due to lack of proper planning as well. You want to rush so many things at the same time. You feel that you're not meeting up with the deadlines and so. For me, what I do every day, I focus on very few things to be achieved. Right? I sort out my mail, because this mail, they keep coming. Office mail, private mail, this and that, the bills. Bills is actually the least of my worries when it comes to mine.
Well, of course, you've been invested in cryptocurrency from how long ago? I feel like money obviously is always going to be an issue in life, because you're going to have to pay things. But what would you say your main thing at the moment is what you're dealing with?
Well, I deal with a lot of work pressure myself.
Pressure.
Yeah. And with your team, nothing moves if you don't move. Yeah.
They say a team only goes as fast as the leader does.
Correct. Right. Because a lot of people don't even use the second part of the brain. It just not patronizing anyone, just like a zombie. The boss says, do this.
Okay, so welcome to my world.
They do it. And when they finish that, a civil servant, without any, on no disrespect to anyone here, but what I'm trying to say here, a lot of people are just civil servant attitude. You go to the, oh, I've done me bit.
Yeah, I don't need to pick this off. Someone else, the cleaner, will come and do it. I don't need to do anything extra that I'm not paid for. Well, I'm that person who's like, I'm gonna go and order the lunch for everyone. I'm gonna make sure when I come in, I'm gonna bring some jerk chicken. I'm gonna make sure that I'm, just the little things.
Yes, but what people don't realize, those little things, if they are left undone, they could actually have a lot of major impact on the overall performance of the whole team.
Of course.
The whole organization. Just to give you an example, you see a cleaner.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people trivialize the work of the cleaner. But just imagine for a whole week, your beans, your whatever, they are not being taken away. Your office has not been hoovered. This, how would you say comfortably? So those little jobs, or below our trousers, below our skirt jobs that are being performed by the cleaner, they're so vital, they're so important that without those jobs being undertaken, then the bigger job will not be undertaken and the whole system will collapse in the process. So every job is important, and its ability for any of us to identify what is actually happening, what should be done, how it should be done, when it should be done. Yes, of course, you ask questions in order to go for clarity, but in the main, it is important that whatever we do wholeheartedly and we focus. If you're not, then things fall apart. That's what happens.
So it's the little things, the art of compounding.
Correct. Little thing that compound. Well, I call it the 20-80 Pareto.
Oh, I love this one.
Right.
Can you tell our listeners who don't know about what you're talking about?
Well, out of 100, 20% of what we focus on is what actually deliver 80% of the results. That's what the 80-20 represent, right? So even in our own personal lives, for the listener, for example, they will appreciate this, that even when we buy a lot of clothes, women, they always buy so many pair of clothes, so many.
I don't know what you're
shoes.
talking about.
Listen to me. You'll find out that
I don't know what you're talking about, Doctor.
Most of the 80% of the time, only 20% of your clothes that you use.
It's so true.
Right.
When I check my wardrobe, I'm like, I forgot I had that. I didn't even remember I bought that.
Yeah.
You're so right.
It's not a bad thing for you to buy, but don't buy when it is not necessary, because that can equally hit your pocket. But the point I was trying to make out of that, about the 80-20 Pareto optimality, is that a lot of the things we do that produce result is 20% that produce 80% result of the company. Even your own staff is 20% of effective staff that produce the 80% result in a company. So the 80% optimality is all about how our life revolves around the essential thing that we do, we observe every single day. 80 times out of 100 is the 20% of what we actually use. That's what the 80-20 represent.
Wow, thank you for sharing that with us, Doctor. Okay, so we have got only 30 minutes left. Where has the time gone? Like, literally, the time has just gone so fast. I'm just like, doctor, I'm going to do a power round with you. But before that, I just would like you to just touch on a little bit more of what you are doing here.
Okay.
With the
When you
molecular
look into this,
physiology.
when you look into this leaflet.
Okay,
right?
I'm just going to put this on here. And I'll actually have you got the slides for this so I can actually share
I do
that?
have the slide, yeah.
Yeah, so guys, there you go.
Yeah, the slide actually simply says, what medical condition do you have? He said, that's why the question is, do you care about your health? Yes, a lot of people would just say, they be flippant about it, oh yes, of course, but do you really? Do you listen to what your body is going through? So a lot of people I support today, they're suffering from chronic pain, they're diabetic, they lack, they do not sleep properly. So they have constant low energy and tired. They have skin issues. They have suffering from fibromyalgia, chronic inflammation, and many other medical conditions. But what I found out as a practitioner within the healthcare industry, people always take their health for granted, particularly the men. Women are a lot better in terms of actually seeking some advice, some help. Possibly maybe because that comes from they are closer to the children, and when the children are not well, they're the one that's going to rush that child to the doctors. So my recommendation is going to always be listen to your own body. Your body communicates with you every single day. Don't get to the last minute. If you are having any sort of that medical situation, get out to us, let us know, then we will have to have that main intervention. That's why I say call us today. Our doctors have solution for you, and healing begins at the cellular level.